Hey guys, and welcome back to the Creative Herd Studios for part 2 of the Shattered Values project. Let's get started. Where we left off our project last week, we ended with our contour line drawing. I used ALF for my drawing. You guys could use anything that you wanted, but you should have the contour line part of the drawing completed. Let's take a look at what that looks like. All right, here we have my contour line drawing of ALF. You'll notice that my lines are crisp and clear, and I have used up the entire page. Let's look at what our objectives were for this project. First, you need to understand contour line versus outline, and we looked at that briefly and we'll look at it real quickly again. Second, you need to master your hand pressure when trying to create values. It's really important to be able to get those values across the way you want and get that blending in. Third, you're going to create a contour drawing using value skills and all those shattered spaces. And we're going to talk more about that part of the project in this video. So let's review outline. Remember that an outline is a line drawing that catches only the outer edge, like when you trace your hand. A contour line, on the other hand, is the outer edge details as well as any inner details that you might have, and that's what we're using for this project. The materials we'll use are paper, pencil, a sharpener, and an eraser. Okay, so what now? What are we going to do with our project? We've got our contour line drawing done. Well, we're going to have to shatter our image. So, let's do that first. Let's take a look at some creative ways people have done this. A Google search pulled up these images. We have this one with straight lines used to break up their space, or water waves to go along with a fish, and a spider web to go along with spiders. Okay, now we keep mentioning the word values. We know that we're going to have to use values, but what are values when we're talking about art? Are we talking about how much it costs? No, not for this project, no. Values is one of the elements of art, and it deals with lightness and darkness. And in this particular assignment, it's going to be all in shades of gray. That's better. All right, so let's take a closer look at what value is, and I want you guys to pay attention to all the different values that we have, and we're going to start working on creating our own value scale before we get started so that you can practice that smooth transition between the values. Let's take a look at this value scale here, which shows values from white, listed as a 0, through black, listed as a 10. You'll see that each step gradually gets darker and darker until the darkest value is achieved, which is black. Let's take a look at that same value scale without the steps. Here you see a smooth transition from your white through the medium values up to the darkest value, which again is black. But here it's a smooth transition. That's what we're after. The first thing we want to do is figure out how we're going to shatter our image here. You can have it relate to the animal if you want, or your drawing, or you can have it just kind of random if you want. So mine's an alien, so I'm going to use circular shapes to create sort of planet type things. And I'm going to overlap these shapes until I have nice bite-sized pieces. I want to start on the edge of my paper and move across, or I want to make sure I have closed shapes. Now it's time to add the shattered values inside each shape. I want to treat each shape as its own individual shape. This is really important to make this illusion work. So I like to start with the dark side first, and I'm going to slowly add my dark values, and I'm going to try to keep it nice and neat inside of it. And I'm going to go ahead and slowly move across, and as I move across, I'm going to ease up on the pressure of my hand and allow it to get a little bit lighter. Now, you may find that you don't go dark enough, or maybe you go too dark, but that's okay. You can always go back in, add more, erase more. Then you're going to move on to the next shape. When you move to the next shape, you want to make sure that you change the direction. You don't want two dark sides next to each other or two light sides next to each other. So change the direction that your value scale is moving. This also helps with the illusion. Again, you want to make sure it's nice and smooth. You may be tempted to smudge, but don't do that. Smudging with your finger does not help the blending process at all. All it does is actually puts the oils from your finger onto your drawing surface, which then makes it really blotchy looking. There are tools that we have that can help you blend, but we're all about learning the pressure right now. So again, if you get too dark, you can always come back in with an eraser and lift up some of that value that's in there, but you want to try to get as smooth as you can. This takes practice, but thankfully, this project's going to allow you to have that kind of time to practice it.
Washes away the deeds of people. Muscles rain washes away the deeds of people.
And there you have it, a completed Shattered Values drawing. I hope you guys enjoy this project, and I'll be seeing you later.